Ladies and gentlemen, for our next address, the Valedictorian, class of 2010 Loma High School, Michael Carl Medina.
Congratulations, graduates. Welcome, class of 2010. And welcome to all our family members and friends who are here to celebrate our accomplishments. I'm sure many of you have traveled from near and far, like my Aunt Crystal from Jim from Boston, Edith, my mom's old friend from Chicago, y también mis abuelos de Florida y Chicago. Gracias, yo los quiero. Grandma Medina, Grandma Alicia. Thank you all for coming. My fellow graduates, I'd like you all to know that I feel very honored to talk to all of you. I've been thinking a lot about the purpose of my being up here. I guess I could ramble about my own high school experience, or perhaps share some metaphor with you, or I guess I could try to make a comparison or share a bit of knowledge that I picked up at gospel weeks from Connie Wood, Sam Schwarm, and Thomas Chance. But it seems that the one thing we really need as graduating seniors is some wisdom. And seeing as I'm just an 18-year-old, I'm not fully equipped to impart sagely wisdom by myself. So I enlisted the help of my friends and classmates, Nathan Holt, Jonathan Coe, and Brett Sherman. Luckily, they helped me find a vast source of wisdom at their job. Fortune cookies. So let's begin. And now, the first of 3 fortune cookies says, if you forget who you are, you will fail to be anyone. Interesting, the lucky numbers are 17, 18, and 19. Who are we? Who am I? I think questions like these plague a lot of people. Maybe that's why they're so important, and so important to solve. You know, it's a key to life, remembering who you are. It takes both recalling the past and characterizing the present to fully realize individual qualities. It also takes both pride and humility to understand the significance of our personal traits. At our age, it's probably especially important to put effort into understanding ourselves. No matter who you are or what you've done, if you're wearing a cap and gown tonight, you're still forming your identity. That will matter for the rest of your life. The most important thing is to be honest with ourselves by imagining the kind of person we would like to be and deciding if we truly are that person. For now, we still have some time to grow into the kinds of persons we want to be. Just remember that nobody's perfect, and we do not have to already be the exact kind of person that we would like to be. And we certainly do not have to be the exact kind of person that somebody else is, even if we really admire them. We should be proud of who we are, where we have come from. After all, we are Titans. We should be very thankful to those who have helped us. They've helped us mold ourselves. Find your identity, who you truly are, and who you will become. Well, I guess I lied when I implied that there would be no metaphors mentioned, since the second portion is, time is a river. It will carry you or drag you with its current. Kind of interesting, a little cliche though. The wisdom in this cookie seems pretty obvious at first. You know, the flow of time never stops, even when we want it to. But time carries an even deeper significance for us, more than just its metaphysical nature. Our perceptions of time and what time does to us form meaning in our lives, because we are all beings who change with time's passage, yet we still have significant control over ourselves. To different people, time can be cruel or helpful, a predator or a companion. Time can be steady or sudden with its pulls, nudging us forward or jolting us ahead. A person's short-term feelings about time's effect can also change rapidly. Certain events that unfold over time can be very meaningful and reverse outwards. But whether we see time negatively or positively, time reminds us, with its finite supply, of certain goals. It reminds us not to waste it, but instead to do something worthwhile with our time and our lives. Time is precious, so we shall use it wisely. natural flow brings us into, through, and out of phases of our lives. The movement through these phases and the lasting effects of time can be permanent, irreversible, and sometimes hard to deal with, other times joyfully received. Though one cannot define stages of life concretely as they are very abstract, they do give structure to our lives. We depend on that structure, and we cannot move freely between how we are in one state and how we are in another. Through time's natural formatting of our lives, time gives meaning to events like tonight, signifying periods of transition and the achievement that has led to that transition. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the lucky numbers are 20 and 10. Wow, you know, they usually list a bunch more numbers than going up, not down. It's kind of weird. And the third fortune. Wow. I wonder if T.I. or Rihanna ever got the same fortune. It matches the name of their song, Live Your Life. Lucky numbers 3 and 34. I guess it makes sense that after talking about who we are and moving forward, living in the future should come up. We're growing up. It's a simple fact that we are now about to face life full on in the real world. The paths we'll be leading will be very diverse and intricate ways, unique to each one of us. So there's not a whole lot of specifics I or anyone can speak about tonight that will pertain to each person's situation. But I will tell you what I can, what I believe about life and a person's position within it. As I hinted at earlier, to me, there's a continuum, a scale of life situations. On one side are the things we have control over, things we can influence greatly. On the other side, where we cannot influence much or at all. Learning the difference between them is important because there are simply some things in life we must accept. We cannot influence them considerably, and even with hard work and concentration, we still cannot influence them very much more. If we can understand what is in and out of our control, we can lead a happier life by focusing more on the things in our control, prevent frustration, and maximize our success and happiness. Another thing, our final fortune reveals a possible and worthy answer to one of the most important and enigmatic philosophical questions. What is the secret of life? I believe that the answer to that is very simple, finding purpose through living meaningfully. All we have, or will ever have to strive for, is a meaningful life. A life that gives purpose through one's actions and choices. They say life is made of choices, and it makes sense because as events along the continuum of control occur, we decide how to influence them or react to them. That is what life is, and that is our primary goal, to gain purpose through achieving the many goals of our lives, both short-term and long-term, that lead us to success and happiness. So one final question, how do we achieve that success? In all cases, we must achieve all of our goals as much as possible. So we will often have to find balance between reaching for short-term and long-term goals. The toughest part is making our short-term decisions match our long-term goals consistently, without completely sacrificing either. Life with our goals and decisions is a balancing act that is both difficult and rewarding. We have to satisfy both responsibilities on one hand and needs and desires on the other. We also must meet goals in both the short run and the long run. We all need to balance ourselves to truly live. Before I leave the stage and take my place as one of the 334 proud graduates, Titans of the class of 2010, I would like to take the advice of someone who is not a family member, but who has believed in me and acknowledged my potential and accomplishments since the 5th grade, Mr. Holt. So, in closing, I say thank you to my parents, thank you to my family, thank you to my teachers of all kinds, and thank you to my friends. And most definitely, thank you, Mom.